Around 2 p.m. on a Thursday, my phone rang. It was Sarah, my fiancée. She's 31. We'd been together for 3 years and living together for the last 18 months. We got engaged 8 months ago. Her voice sounded distant, almost formal. She told me she was moving in with Anthony and that they were expecting a child. She planned to collect her things that evening. Anthony, her personal trainer, the man she'd been seeing at the gym 4 times a week. I even paid for those sessions, thinking I was being supportive. My mind froze, struggling to process what I just heard. "Congratulations," I said in a flat, robotic tone, like confirming an appointment. She sounded surprised at my calm. "Is that all?" she asked. "What more is there to say?" I replied. "You've already made your choice. I thought you might at least fight for me. You're carrying someone else's child, Sarah. What is left to fight for?" And with that, I ended the call. Oddly, I felt composed, like I was watching my life fall apart from the outside. But beneath that calm, I had already started planning my next moves. First, the engagement ring. 6 weeks earlier, I had spent $12,000 on it. I called the jeweler, explained the situation. The manager understood. They had a 60-day return policy with a small restocking fee. I got $11,000 back. Next, the BMW Sarah drove. It was leased under my name, which I co-signed. Payments came from my account. I logged into the leasing portal, removed my payment method, then called the company to remove myself as guarantor. They said Sarah would need to qualify herself or return the car by month's end. With her trainer income, I knew how that would go. Back home, I changed the Wi-Fi password, then all streaming platforms, Netflix, Disney+, everything. Logged out all devices, updated all login credentials, changed the home security code, canceled the gym membership I paid for, and removed her as an authorized credit card user. Took about 3 hours. By 5 p.m. I was sitting alone in the living room, everything secured, waiting. At 6:30 p.m. the doorbell rang. It was Sarah, disheveled, crying, mascara running, carrying 2 suitcases. I opened the door, keeping the security chain latched. "David, please, we need to talk. Anthony, he told me not to move in. He needs space. He's not ready." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She had destroyed our life and now expected me to fix it. "That's his problem, not mine," I said. "You can't just cut me off," she protested. "I can't access anything. The car payment failed. My gym membership is gone. You said you were moving in with him. These are his responsibilities now. I just need one night, a place to think," she pleaded. "No, Sarah. You made your choice this morning. I'm respecting it." Her expression shifted from desperate to angry. "This is insane. You're punishing me for telling the truth." "I'm not punishing you. I'm stepping aside like you asked. Go live the life you picked." "But I have nowhere to go. You have Anthony, your family, friends. Figure it out." I closed the door, deadbolt it. She stayed for 10 minutes yelling, crying, pounding, then left. The quiet afterward felt oddly comforting. Within 48 hours, the aftermath began. That night, messages came from unknown numbers, clearly borrowed phones. "David, please. I made a mistake. Anthony isn't who I thought. I'm in a motel. Can't do this. Please talk." I took screenshots, didn't reply. Next morning, her sister Jessica called my work. Furious. "David, what is wrong with you? She's devastated. She's practically homeless." I stayed calm. She chose to move in with someone else and start a family. I respected her decision. She made a mistake. Anthony used her. That's unfortunate, but not my problem. She's got support. Friends, family, the father of her child. Or so she thought. "You're being cruel." "No, I'm being honest. She left me for another man. I'm not a backup plan." I hung up and blocked her. Later, Sarah's mom called. "I'm ashamed of you," she said. "She's pregnant, and you threw her out like garbage." "Linda, she chose to leave. I didn't throw her out. She told me she was done with us. I'm just honoring that. She made a mistake. She realizes it now. No, she's facing consequences. She gambled and lost. She needs a stable place. She needs the man she left me for. The kicker. A mutual friend told me Anthony was married. His wife found out about the affair and the pregnancy. Anthony vanished the moment it became serious, choosing to save his marriage. Sarah wasn't just losing me. She was pregnant by a man who never planned to commit and abandoned her instantly. Then came a call from the dealership. Sarah had tried to plead her case in person, but without me on the lease, she didn't qualify. She had until month's end before the car would be repossessed. On social media, she posted vague quotes about betrayal and false love. A few mutual friends reached out for the full story. I told them the truth. She left me. Didn't work out. Now she was living with the consequences. Most people understood. Those who didn't weren't really friends. This past weekend, I boxed up the rest of her belongings, what she'd left behind in her frantic exit. Everything labeled. If she wants it, she can arrange pickup. I won't be delivering it. The house felt lighter. No more anxiety over who she was texting. No more expenses that weren't mine. No more pretending. Just me. A quiet kitchen, a half-full coffee cup, a future different, but mine again. It's been a week since the call that turned everything upside down. The entitlement reached a new level Monday when I received a certified letter. Not an email, not a text. A handwritten 3-page letter delivered to my workplace. In it, Sarah accused me of abandoning her during a vulnerable time and insisted she hadn't intended things to unfold this way. The final paragraph was the kicker. She demanded I pay her hotel bills until she could support herself and suggested couples counseling to resolve the betrayal. Yes, she had cheated, gotten pregnant by another man, declared she was leaving me, and now claimed I had betrayed her by cutting off support. I showed the letter to my lawyer friend, Tom, over lunch. He laughed so hard he nearly choked. His advice was clear. Save the letter in case she tried to escalate. It was a revealing look at her mindset. Tuesday brought financial fallout. My bank called to alert me that Sarah had tried using a cancelled credit card multiple times at different stores. They flagged it as potential fraud. I confirmed, had her removed as an authorized user, and requested all future attempts be blocked. Wednesday brought a surprise visit from her parents. I watched them on the security camera before letting them in. Her dad, Mike, tried reasoning with me, saying she made a mistake but needed help. I countered. It wasn't a mistake. It was a deliberate decision to leave me for another man. They tried guilt, logic, even veiled threats. I stayed calm, repeated the facts, and eventually they left. Thursday was worse. Sarah showed up at my gym, the one I go to, not the upscale place where she met Anthony. She cornered me by the free weights, pleading for 5 minutes. Gave her 3. She broke down, saying she was scared that Anthony lied, that she missed me. I didn't budge. I reminded her. She hadn't made a mistake. She had made choices, several of them, that led her away from me. When her time was up, I left, telling her to find a new gym. That evening, Jessica texted, calling me heartless and claiming Sarah was sleeping in her car. I replied simply, "These are Anthony's consequences now." Then I blocked her. 3 months have passed since Sarah announced she was leaving me. Her situation collapsed quickly. Sleeping in a luxury car she couldn't afford while pregnant wasn't sustainable. Within a week, the car was repossessed. Her parents eventually let her move back in, but it wasn't the life she expected. Dining out, freedom, entertainment gone. Instead, she got her old room and lectures on responsibility. The pregnancy became complicated when Anthony, desperate to save his marriage, convinced his wife Sarah was lying. He insisted on a prenatal DNA test. Hoping he'd step up, Sarah agreed. The results confirmed he was the father, but he didn't. Anthony lawyered up, preparing for a custody battle and trying to minimize child support. His wife kicked him out, but he fought to keep Sarah from getting anything substantial. Now she lives with her parents, working part-time, facing single motherhood. Anthony treats her like a legal obligation, nothing more. About 6 weeks ago, I saw her near my office, very pregnant, struggling with groceries. For a moment, a flicker of something, shared history maybe, passed through me. Then I remembered her telling me she was having another man's baby and moving in with him. I finished my coffee, returned to work. Last week, Jessica tried one last approach through a mutual coworker, asking if I'd contribute to baby expenses, for old time's sake. My answer: Sarah chose Anthony. These are his expenses. Even facing the consequences, Sarah and her circle still believed I should clean up the mess. Not anymore. As for me, life has never been better. My home and finances are mine again. No more unknown texts, no subsidizing an affair. I've started dating someone new. Michelle, 33, an independent architect. She pays her own way and never mentioned needing a trainer. It's refreshing to be with someone who sees me as a person, not a plan. There was no dramatic revenge, just stepping aside and letting Sarah face the outcomes of her choices. She bet on Anthony being her upgrade. She lost. And in the end, the house always wins.